Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So Ruby Rose, Australian actress, might I say, former lead for the CW show Batwoman, has just come out on Instagram and absolutely laid into executives, producers, all the people who were on set, who were responsible for what went down in that whole storm that led to her leaving the show. Because we knew this show had a bunch of issues. Like from what I saw of the show, I saw a couple episodes of her. It wasn't really good. But we heard a bunch of stuff that she had an injury on the set and Warner Brothers was kind of blaming her for everything. And then she had to leave the show. And then they had to recast Javicia Leslie as Batwoman. And everyone was saying, why don't they bring her back? Why don't they bring her back? And now she's just come out and said, there's no way in hell I am coming back. So we're going to take a look at this and look at the screenshots and who she put on blast. And here's some of the crazy things that what she said happened on set. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share this one out, and let's take a look. So starting off, Forbes, Ruby Rose unloads the real reason she left Batwoman. Nukes executives and showrunner. So Ruby Rose's exit from Batwoman after a single season as its lead, when the show had already been renewed, always seemed extremely weird. At the time, it was painted as her decision, and she and those working on the show exchanged multiple pleasantries about her departure. Something about how she didn't like long night filming hours was the closest we got to an actual explanation of what happened. That's the front of house PR spin for it. Now we have a lot more answers. Ruby Rose has taken to Instagram to absolutely unload on the CW, detailing allegedly horrific working conditions on set, both for her and other cast and crew members, and it all paints a pretty clear picture of why she left, or was effectively forced to leave after that one season. So we'll go through the bullet points and then we'll have a look at the screenshots. So it says, Rose was forced back to work incredibly quickly after serious injuries, with the implication being the entire crew would lose their jobs if she didn't. So that's relating to the neck injury she had, and here's a image of this X-ray she had with her neck pinned, and then some other images there of when she had broken ribs as well. So she had a video in the surgery where she was looking at X-rays of her broken ribs, and it says, cut to 3 weeks later after this video, it's worse than abnormal. This was diagnosed years ago on set, but if I got an X-ray, we wouldn't make our day. I have documented this for years. She had an injury for years from working on sets, and WB told her to come back really quickly after she was in hospital and told her to come back on set. And then a lot of people said she was very stiff. She wasn't really moving like Batwoman should. Yeah, because she just had a freaking neck surgery days before. And then she says, on top of that, I have enough documentation to make an hour documentary. Pray tell, what else would you like me to share? The broken neck or broken ribs split in two, and the tumor. The tumor, wow. All right, next. Rose says the showrunner, Carolyn Xrays, only visited the set 4 times a year and was rushing to finish the season during COVID when everyone else was shutting down. Everyone was too distracted, constantly checking COVID updates, checking on Friends, and seeing Riverdale, The Flash, and Supergirl shut down already. I felt something bad would happen, and Carolyn Xrays maybe visited the set 4 times in a year. It was unheard of. But in those 4 to 5 visits, she decided she could tell me she knew my injury happened on set, so I should comply with the PI, yet later denied it entirely and said it happened during yoga. Lol, I don't do yoga. So we shut down the next day, not because she almost killed someone, but the government pulled it. So what is she talking about? Something about the injuries and bullying tactics on the set. This is her initial thing. So it says, please to my dear fans, stop asking if I will return to that awful show. I wouldn't return for any amount of money, nor if a gun were to my head. Nor did I quit. I do not quit. They ruined Kate Kane and they destroyed Batwoman. Not me. I followed orders, and if I wanted to stay, I was going to have to sign my rights away. Any threats, any bullying tactics or blackmail will not make me stand down. A crew member got 3rd-degree burns over his whole body, and we were given no therapy after witnessing his skin fall off his face. But I was the only one who sent him flowers and cards, and then were told we had to do a sex scene without a minute to process. We lost 2 stunt doubles. I got cut in the face so close to my eye in a stunt I could have gone blind. Here it is. A woman was left quadriplegic, and they tried to blame it on her being on her phone. So much so CW didn't even help her to start with because they needed to investigate, so she had to do a GoFundMe. So because she's a PA, she was working on her phone because everyone was checking the COVID updates from all the other sets shutting down, like we just said. And then she wanted to say when she had her injury and he was in hospital, the only people who came out and spoke was Doug Ray. So that's Doug Ray Scott. So he was on Batwoman. So she said the only person who came out and spoke was Doug Ray, who, talk about unprofessional, called my agent after my exit to find a way to leave, to which she replied, break your neck I guess, yet slammed me in the process. She says Doug Ray heard a female stunt double. He yelled like a little bitch at women and was a nightmare. He left when he wanted and arrived when he wanted and abused women. And in turn, as a lead of a show, I sent an email out asking for a no yelling policy. They declined. I was late one time because I was in hospital. Whoever does these stupid leaks, I'm finding out who, but it's Cameras, who after I left hospital said, yeah, well, maybe if people weren't late, we would make our days. So she's saying the new Batwing actor who's playing Luke Fox in Batwoman, Cameras, said, yeah, well, maybe if people weren't late, we would make our days. Wow. After she was in hospital and came out of hospital. A kid, an egomaniac kid who worked one day a week, had the audacity, or the stunt department who were furious, even though I never blamed them. But I went on Fallen and spoke of my injury and didn't play the game. Aside from them, I was loved and loved by my crew. Oh, and they wouldn't drive me to work. I knew I couldn't legally drive after surgery, so they had said get a taxi. So that's all the injury stuff. This is the one that people will be like, why did she take so long to speak out? Because she's been out of the show for how long now? She's had nothing but good things to say about Javicia Leslie being cast as Batwoman. So Rose accuses former WB TV executive Peter Roth of inappropriate behavior, like having women steam his pants while he was still wearing them, and then having Rose investigated by a PI after she left the series. Peter Roth, you're first up. You are chapter 1. Not sure if you left after getting promoted to highest position because you just couldn't stop making young women steam your pants around your crotch while you were still wearing said pants, or if you left after putting a private investigator on me who you fired as soon as the report didn't fit your narrative. Either way, when it comes to you, there's already an army waiting for you. It was announced that he would quit beginning of this year, so early 2021, but he's been in the helm for 22 years, so maybe because he's not there anymore, she feel like she could come out and say something, but it is still a fair while to wait from early this year to now October, because look at his Wikipedia already. It says on October 16, 2020, he announced he would leave the position of chairman early 2021, and then October 6, 2021, Batwoman star Ruby Rose cites Roth's behavior on set and treatment of her as part of what she described as an abusive and dangerous working environment on the production. Maybe that could have led to her coming out now. I mean, it is a bit of a while to wait, but still, he's not there anymore, so maybe she felt she could come out. So she wasn't able to make Comic-Con, but CW said they're not going to make the announcement. She has to make the announcement, and this is what she said. So imagine taking a huge pay cut to play a passion project and being so excited about Comic-Con, and then being told they would not adjust the schedule so I could attend, but then saying we won't announce it, you have to, and me putting my foot down and saying, why must I be the face of this, only to be told if I didn't do this video, they would be silent and people would turn up to find out on the day I wasn't there. I folded. I wanted to do what it took, but then being told to cover your scar, we don't want to see that scar in the video, and you wonder why I posted my surgery video. Man, just an absolute horror story of what the hell went down on the set of Batwoman. Lastly, the few people she tagged, enough is enough. I'm going to tell the whole world what really happened on that set. And right there, Carolyn Dries. So Carolyn Dries was a writer for Batwoman, and she's also been producer for Batwoman as well. And then you've got Sarah Schechter, who's producer for Stargirl, Supergirl, Batwoman, Legends of Tomorrow, Riverdale, Doom Patrol, Superman and Lois, Free Guy, all these massive, look, The Flash, Black Lightning, all these CW WB shows. She's well in it. And you got Greg Berlanti as well, who's a producer for all these shows as well. Stargirl, Supergirl, Doom Patrol, Batwoman, Legends of Tomorrow, Riverdale, Superman and Lois. I mean, that's not good if he's working on Superman and Lois, because that show was lit. Yeesh, I hope nothing comes out of the set of Superman and Lois that is like this. So there you go. Ruby Rose spills the beans, and terrible stuff sounds like what happened, but she waited a while to let it all out, but maybe she felt she was able to now with one of the executives gone, and maybe she just doesn't care anymore. So I'm waiting for the response from WB and CW, see what they say, which should be interesting. But in the meantime, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share this one out, and I'll see you in the next one.